Hey guys, Dr. David Jockers here, and today I'm talking about 7 simple strategies for eliminating sugar cravings once and for all. And so all of us have experienced sugar cravings. In fact, sugar is just as addictive as anything else on the planet. When we consume sugar or sweet foods, we naturally get an elevation in our neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. Serotonin makes us feel good. Dopamine actually is our reward center. We actually feel really, really good when we boost up that dopamine. So we kind of get this huge neurotransmitter release. We feel really, really good when we consume it. Unfortunately, sugar is short-lived. Sugar stresses our body, causes inflammation. Now those neurotransmitters go down, and then again, we want the next hit, and it just becomes this addictive cycle and pattern that we get under. And so really, ultimately, it comes down to 3 big things here. Number one is we're consuming the wrong foods, and we're creating this hypoglycemic type reaction where blood sugar's going way up and then way down, right? So we've got this blood sugar roller coaster that's taking place. And that really comes down to choosing the right foods, okay? And really having, in a sense, just the right nutrition patterns. The second big thing is oftentimes we're dealing with something called HPA axis dysfunction, where the brain is not communicating well with the adrenal glands. So we feel really burnt out, stressed out. We're tired. In a sense, we're wired and tired. It's like we feel tired pretty much all day, but then we're having trouble sleeping at night. And this kind of pattern right here is oftentimes fueled by sugar addiction, but also it will actually increase our addictive tendencies and cause sugar dependency. And so we've got to look out for that. Number 3 is that we just are emotionally eating, right? Perhaps we aren't enjoying our life, and we've got a lot of stress and possibly relationship issues and all kinds of other issues. And so we're eating foods in order to kind of create comfort. And so that's the first thing we got to do is kind of address those areas, right? And say, hey, you know what? What's my major driver that's really facilitating this sugar addiction that I'm experiencing? Then, once we realize that and we create better mental awareness to what actually is causing the addiction, then we just start creating a new mental framework around it. And really, the 7 simple strategies, number 1 is reducing stress, figuring out what the major stressors are in your life and doing everything you can to reduce those. Also taking time to deep breathe, right? So just taking time, 5 minutes every hour, let's say, and just pausing and taking some deep breaths, like a 5 to 10 second inhalation, followed by a 5 to 10 second exhalation. Just calming your body. Even if you could do it for 1 minute, that will have a really calming effect on your body, stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, help improve your neurotransmitters, and help reduce the sugar cravings. So, reducing stress. Number 2, optimizing sleep patterns. So what do you do there? It's so important that you're getting to bed early, okay? So I recommend being in bed, really trying to be as prepared as possible for bed by, let's say, 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and doing an electronic curfew at least 30 minutes before you go to bed. So if you're trying to get to bed by 10, you should have, the electronics. You shouldn't be like sitting there staring at your phone or at the TV much after 9 o'clock. So you have your electronic curfew, then you start winding yourself down. Get yourself in a dark environment, okay? Maybe like one small light on or candlelight or something like that. You might read a little bit, but ultimately you just want to be in a dark environment as you're winding down, as stress-free as possible. Going to bed early. After about 9:30, 10 o'clock, if you are in lights and you've got electronics on, you're naturally going to stimulate more stress hormones, which is going to give you that rush at night. And a lot of people tell me, I can't fall asleep early because I got this rush at night. I feel like I have more energy. And that's kind of this adrenaline rush that takes place. The problem is it's at the wrong time. You want that adrenaline rush in the morning, okay, when you're really getting ready for your day. You should have tons of energy in the morning, not at night. And so you got to start getting yourself to bed early. Keep your room as dark as possible. Keep it cool. Really try to practice these great sleeping habits to facilitate really good sleep. That's, the second big thing, okay? Third thing is this is simple and easy, is hydrate your body really well throughout the day. So good water, in fact, a sugar craving oftentimes is really dehydration mimicked as a sugar addiction. See, when we consume sugar, we're gonna boost those neurotransmitters, those dopamine and serotonin. We're gonna get a big stimulus there. When we drink water, we get less of a stimulus in those neurotransmitters. So our body oftentimes wants the stimulus. However, what it really needs is water and electrolytes, water and salts. So what I like to do is I take a little bit of my Celtic sea salt here, and I just take a little pinch. This is pink salt. You could also do Himalayan salt, any sort of good salt. Put it on my tongue, and then I follow it up by drinking some water. And when I do that, it's like, wow, I feel a lot better. I've got the minerals, the electrolytes. Oftentimes, again, it's really a craving for minerals. However, we're thinking it's a sugar, we're thinking we need the sugar, we need the sweet foods. And so you'll notice when you do that, it eliminates the sugar cravings. Really, really great step. Also doing things like lemons, limes, apple cider vinegar. And one of my favorite drinks right here is the ginger spice apple cider vinegar. This has stevia in it, which is an all-natural sweetener, but it's not gonna impact my blood sugar. And so I'll take this and I'll water it down because this alone is actually very, very sweet. However, if I water it down, I usually do like 1 part of this ginger spice drink with about 5 parts water. It waters it down, but I still get a tiny bit of the sweetness, and I get the apple cider vinegar and the ginger, which are really, really good for reducing cravings and helping balance blood sugar. And I get a very mild little bit of sweetness to, improve my life and improve some neurotransmitters. So nothing wrong with that. You got to do that from time to time. So that is a really good strategy. Hydrating, using things like lemon, lime, apple cider vinegar, all really good. Another great strategy is when you're feeling the sugar cravings, actually just doing some exercise. Something simple and easy you could do is just some air squats where I'm just going down, coming up and squatting, and I want to really squeeze my glutes, squeeze my abdominal region when I do it. So I'm really focusing on good posture when I'm doing it, and just doing some squats alone is going to naturally release some endorphins and stimulate that dopamine production. So you're gonna get that neurotransmitter hit without doing something that's gonna inflame your body and cause a blood sugar roller coaster, right? So I do the air squats, that can knock out the sugar cravings right there. Last thing that I wanna hit on is actually some other things to boost dopamine production. That's gonna be actually setting goals for your day and accomplishing small tasks. Believe it or not, small little tasks like taking the trash out, cleaning your kitchen, little tasks that you can accomplish and feel good about are gonna naturally boost that same neurotransmitter that you get a hit of when you consume sugar. So sometimes just setting yourself up where you've got some small tasks throughout the day that you can be successful at and feel good about can help eliminate this desire for emotional eating and this desire to get the dopamine, the neurotransmitter hit that comes with sugar. So again, 7 simple strategies to eliminate sugar cravings. Go ahead and apply those. I know you're gonna see a difference and would love to hear about it. Would love to hear which strategies are working best for you.